Overpriced, overcrowded, oversold, overhyped. As MCM London veterans, we attended this year and recorded all of our thoughts and opinions for you to let you know if any of this is true or not. So, come with us to find out. We are Star Point of View, and we review anime and gaming conventions and events all across the UK and let you know our thoughts, giving it our signature star point rating system so you know what is worth attending and what you can skip. The convention is held at the XL Centre in London. If you have been to our channel before, there are a lot of events held at this location and we really love the venue. It's really easy to get to. You can either take the Elizabeth line or the DLR and it will drop you off right outside the convention. So we attended on Friday, and the first thing that we noticed that was a huge improvement from previous years was the queue hall. So in previous years at MCM, you would have to walk basically down the service corridor of the convention all the way down the back, and the queue hall was at the back of the convention center, and you would have to wait in line, get your bags checked, go into pick up your badge and things like that, and it was just a really long walk to get to the back of the convention center and a little bit of an unorganized entry process. This year, however, whoever decided to put the queue hall at the front of the convention center, you deserve a raise, because how much smoother the entry process was this year, I can't even commend you enough. Entry-wise, they had these kind of metallic scanner things, so you literally just walked through them. Sometimes you had to get your bag checked, sometimes you didn't, but you didn't need to waste your time walking all the way to the back of the hall. So once you actually passed through security, you could enter into the actual XL Centre itself before the doors even open, which is really nice. So if you need to stop and go to the bathroom, or if you want to get a snack or some food inside the convention center, you can do this before the doors to the con actually open. And the big reveal of watching the doors open and watching everyone go into the con was actually really fun and exciting. One thing that will be a recurring theme through this video, and which I've seen a little bit of controversy online about, is the Daleks. If you don't know what a Dalek is, then you're probably lucky. The Daleks are essentially they're cosplays, and they're these little robot guys that drive through MCM. And they're great. They're really funny, they're really interesting, they're really cool. But when we were waiting for the doors to open to MCM, it's quite crowded. There's a lot of people kind of crowded around waiting to go into the con. And you're just kind of sitting there eating your breakfast, drinking your coffee, and next thing you know, you hear you feel somebody pushing behind you, or you feel a little bit of a ruckus and you hear, "Meep, meep, excuse me." So yeah, before the con had even opened or started, we ran into these guys, and it definitely sets the scene for the con. I'll just say that. Oh my god, we made it into MCM London. It's been a while since we've been here in May, and it's been a while since we've done the full weekend. So far, the vibes are looking amazing, but our question is, once again, is it worth coming? How long is it worth coming for? Is it worth traveling for? And what do we recommend to make the most of your MCM weekend? Let's go! So we decided that Friday was going to be dedicated to Artist Alley, and once again, Artist Alley was incredible. One thing that really surprised us, even at 11 a.m. on Friday, it was so busy. I don't know if people have clocked on to the fact that Friday is the best day to go to MCM, but walking through Artist Alley was really difficult. Like, it was so crowded. We were like little sardines, felt like I don't know, a crowd at a concert or something. Like, you were just kind of getting pushed. It was really hard to actually stop at a booth and look at the art that the artist had. So I don't know what happened, if that was just a rush of like everyone wanted to go to Artist Alley, but it was a consistent theme all weekend that we would just kind of like look over towards Artist Alley and see how crowded and busy it was. Once again, I think they need to put more space in between the tables. And once again, if you are wearing a cosplay that is wider than your body as a person, including a massive dress or wings or a prop that's like really big, maybe consider leaving it somewhere else while you go through Artist Alley, just out of consideration for other people and the artists. Cosplays are amazing. I love seeing the cosplays, but yeah, there's just a few times where I got smacked in the head with a wing, or I stepped on someone's dress by accident and I felt terrible. So yeah, maybe just kind of try and think about that before you go into really crowded areas of the con. But once again, I don't think it's the cosplayer's fault necessarily. I think they do need to put more space in between the tables, but it just never seems to be enough. It always seems to get crowded. But my one little tiny critique about Artist Alley is mostly like for the organizers. It felt smaller this year than in previous years. We will have to do some research to confirm or deny, but it didn't feel like it took as much space as previous years. And I always want to see more. So far, all we've really done is the Artist Alley, and I'm so impressed with the caliber of the artists yet again. I'm trying to just take it all in and not open my wallet yet, just because we've literally done less than like a quarter of the con, and I don't want to spend all my money before we actually get to see everything. But oh my god, Artist Alley is my favorite part of this convention. Everyone is so nice. All the artists that we talk to are so sweet and so kind and amazing. And then we just stopped really quick for a bite to eat. Okay, so a really quick tip is that all the food that is like permanent in the Excel Center, so like the middle part of the center, is so bad. Don't waste your money on it. It's really, really gross. If I see you with a chosen noodle pot, I'm so sorry for your loss. Like, genuinely, you just threw your money in the garbage. But anyway, we had a quick little serving of dumplings and then a little bit of loaded fries, and we may or may not have a little cheeky pint, which is helping with the atmosphere. We're having a great time so far. The plan now is to start wandering around the more corporate booths. We've seen a lot of Honkai Star Rail bags, and I am a fan of Honkai Star Rail, so my wallet might get opened, but I can't guarantee it yet. But yeah, let's continue and see how it's going. So far, good vibes. Having a great time. Stay tuned. So after finishing Artist Alley, we decided to just finish off that side of the convention there was a few like retailer stalls, so we just kind of did a quick little wander around there. But by this point it was getting really hot and it was getting quite late in the day. There was a heat wave this weekend, so I think it was nearly 30 degrees. So yeah, we were feeling a little bit done with the day at this point, so we decided to finish off the day and come back refreshed and ready to go again on Saturday. Okay, hello and welcome to day 2 of MCM London Comic Con, and don't ask us what happened to the microphone yesterday because we don't want to talk about it, but we're back with our real mics today. And let's just do a really quick first impression of Friday while we're here. So we started off the day yesterday wandering around Artist Alley, which was 10 out of 10. Although the width of the stalls feels a little bit smaller than previous years, and Artist Alley as a whole feels a little bit smaller than previous years. We're gonna have to check a map to confirm or deny that, but it just didn't feel like there was as many tables. Although the quality was amazing, it's always really nice to see international artists, new people that we haven't seen before, and see some familiar faces. It's nice to meet everyone and say hi and see their beautiful art. And it's great to see everyone having such a great time. On the dealers and retailer side of things, we did that yesterday when we were a little bit more tired, our legs were exhausted, and we walked through and a lot of it didn't really speak to us. Not a lot of stuff called out to us. We bought a figure, but we are big figure collectors. We bought an Android and a little Hatsune Miku figure. But other than that, there was a lot of tats, a lot of AliExpress stuff, and nothing that really jumped out to us. So I'm hoping that was just up to the fact that we were exhausted, and we will give it another shot today to see how it goes. So our focus for today is mostly just to take it really easy. Our legs are still really tired and we don't want to push it. So our plan is to do another round of the dealers and exhibitors, because I think we did miss a couple booths yesterday, and I think we were just, so tired that we weren't really in the mood to be looking around. So we'll give that another shot today and just see if anything kind of speaks to us. But so far, as always, MCM is keeping the bar really high, and we're really enjoying the weekend. One really quick thing to note is that the Eurogamer Expo that is here in October is not here right now, and I do feel like it is notably absent. I'm really craving to go and sit down and play some games, play some Wii, play some arcade games, but it's just not here. So we are used to coming in October when normally that is available, so it just feels a little bit absent. But other than that, we just had our breakfast. It was a very tasty bagel. We had a bagel and tater tots, and we are fueled up and ready to go. Not sponsored, just really need it. Saturday, we decided to do the opposite side of the hall, which is the bigger, more corporate booths, more retailers, more kind of crap. And this is where we kind of have some thoughts to talk about. MCM has a very strict no AI policy in anything at the con. But you can still have crap without it being AI. So we walked through the retailers, and I think unfortunately the amount of crap and the amount of slop being sold at the con really kind of overshadows some of the amazing artisans that are also in the more retailers area. There seemed to be a really big theme this year around 3D printed Lego people. We saw several booths selling the exact same 3D printed Lego minifigures. And we don't have a problem necessarily with 3D printing if it's done well, but a lot of these booths seem like they don't put a lot of thought and effort into their figures. We wandered through and it was really disappointing because you'd see an actual artisan. For example, we bumped into this guy who does glass blowing, and he was selling these little love potions, some necklaces. We bought an orb from him that looks like a little planet. And when we first walked by, we really, because there was so much crap at the con, we really were kind of questioning oh, is this just imported from Temu? Is this just slightly more high quality crap? Because that's what the theme of the hall was just kind of Temu bags, Temu keychains, a lot of official art just printed on a poster and then sold. So we kind of got a little bit cynical, to be fair, but actually once we got talking to the glass man, he was talking about how this is his job, and he was talking about the different techniques he uses. We realized that we were kind of looking at a lot of the retailers through this cynical lens, because that's how much crap there was. But there are some amazing like artisans in this hall as well that really do deserve your time and attention. And it's just sad that the level of crap like overshadows the people who really deserve your time and attention. So all that being said, I really think that it's MCM's responsibility and the organizer's responsibility to really vet the retailers and check what they're going to be selling, because yeah, there was a lot of booths selling the same like Temu bags and clothing or the same 3D Lego printed guys, and it just felt like possibly instead of having 5 or 6 stalls selling the same 3D printed Lego minifigures, we could maybe have people with different, more diverse things to sell. So first thought is the air conditioning did hold up yesterday. Today I can't say the same thing. Saturday remains an extremely busy day for MCM, and we really felt the claustrophobia and the heat and the humidity creeping up in the halls. So definitely if you're going on a hot weekend, make sure you plan your coolest outfit or cosplay for Saturday, because yeah, it definitely, you're feeling the pressure of all the other people around you today for sure. Overall though, the vibe of the con is amazing. Like, you can probably tell just from everyone around, like everyone seems to be having a really great time. One of the highlights today was actually the High School Musical quiz that we just stumbled upon on the Fringe stage. And those are the things that make MCM like so amazing, along with like meeting so many people. For example, at the Good Smile Racing booth, we talked to a few people yesterday who were so friendly and so kind, as well as at the Roosevelt stand, we met somebody at the chair, I can't remember the name of the chair, but the chair stand. Like, everyone is so lovely to talk to. Everyone is so interested in like the same niches and in the same things, and it's so fun to just like talk about cameras or figures or chairs or whatever it might be, and just like nerd out about it with people who have the same interests as you, which is what MCM's all about. So that was super important to us and one of the highlights of the day. Even though the con is crazy busy, there's plenty of like little quiet nooks and crannies and spots where you can find a place to like sit down and chill with your friends, and like the unexpected things like stumbling upon the High School Musical bingo or quiz and like just spending 30 minutes there answering some like goofy questions. That's what makes MCM so special, is like being able to just wander around and be surprised by what makes your day. It's really nice. So despite how crowded it is, despite how hot it is, still a really, really great day 2 for MCM. So Sunday we did our last pass through Artist Alley, and as well, one of the highlights, as always, of the con is just like talking to the artists and getting to know them. The good news is a lot of the artists we spoke to said that they were making bags. They were doing really, really well. They seemed really happy, and we didn't ask them this, by the way. They just we asked how their con was going. They said it was the best they've ever done at a con. So amazing. Congratulations to them. One thing that we saw that was really, really cool was Brian Sanderson. So if you don't know, Brian Sanderson is a huge fantasy author. And on our way home, we bumped into these 3 girls who went to MCM for the first time because of Brian Sanderson. And they were just talking about how, like, this was their first time going to the convention and how they were so excited and how fun it was. And I just thought that it was really cool to see MCM kind of expanding a little bit more into different areas. They have always had their kind of like writers and authors section, but big authors like that have never been at MCM in our time of going. And it was just really cool to see like a new group of people in the con. The line for his booth did not go down the whole weekend. It was crazy, and it was a very cool booth, by the way. So yeah, it was really great to see them like expanding into new territory with that. So another MCM has come to an end. It is officially 4 p.m. on Sunday. The con closes in an hour. So as you can probably see, everyone is starting to make their way out of the con, hopefully after having an amazing weekend. And I just wanted to share a few quick initial thoughts before we really digest everything. So I honestly think what makes MCM so special is like the social aspect, just like talking to the artists, talking to people that you bump into, and just like connecting with people who are fans of the same thing of you. Like that is the whole point of MCM, and that's what makes this con so special. And there's something about it that almost kind of feels like Disneyland. Like it's like the happiest place on earth, but for like nerdy stuff, because everyone around you is like just here to have a good time. It's always a really positive experience, and I've not run into a single person this whole weekend who I felt was like rude or, you know, not very welcoming and kind. So it's just a really like warm, literally and figuratively, place to be. And yeah, I'm sad it's over. I wish I could just come to MCM and walk around every single day of my life. I wish that was my job, but alas, it's only twice a year. So it is what it is. Everyone's been so lovely. It's been such a great time, and I can't wait to come back. I'm not thinking about the negatives. All I'm taking away right now is feeling really happy, sad that it's over, happy to come back in October. So yeah, we are going to go home now because we are exhausted. Our legs are about to fall off, and I think it's about 31 degrees outside. So if you can't tell by how red my cheeks are, I want to go sit in the air conditioning. So now that we have taken you through our weekend and given you some of our thoughts, it is time for the Star Boys Race. So we have 5 sections that we are going to rate on a scale of 1 to 5, meaning the top perfect score is a score of 25. So first section is exhibitors and artist quality. We have given this section a 3.5 out of 5. Definitely think that MCM has made improvements. Artists were amazing as always, 10 out of 10. But yeah, unfortunately, some of the dealers brought this down. Section 2 is food. 3.5 out of 5 for food. We found that there was really great options. However, they were using AI in their advertising. And Chosen was there, so just naturally it brings it down. Number 3, so this is busyness and crowd management. We gave this a score of 4. So here we must answer the question, is this con oversold? It's a very busy con, do not get me wrong, but I don't think that they are overselling the con. I think people tend to stick to the more crowded areas, and it does make it feel really oversold at times. I can see why people say that. I don't think the con is oversold. I think they need to sell as many tickets as they can to try and keep the price down. Not to discount the fact that it is really crowded. It is really crowded, but I don't know if I would go so far to say it's oversold. No 5 here because a lot of the aisles were really, really skinny, and then a lot of them were really, really wide. So I just wish they could like even it out a little bit. But overall, it's not the worst we've seen at MCM. So 4 out of 5. Location, transportation, and accessibility of the con. We always tend to give the XL a 4 out of 5. We think it's a really great venue. It's a relatively new venue. It's fairly nice. From what we've seen, accessibility-wise, it seems okay, but if you have any experience and want to comment your thoughts down below, please do share them. But yeah, overall, it's easy to get to from central London, lots of great transportation options, and it's one of our favorite venues, 4 out of 5. The price of MCM, if you go for the full weekend, is quite expensive. We paid for a 3-day early entry ticket. It was £98 per person, which is a lot of money. I would say if you only want to go for 1 day or want to not have early entry, you just want to enter at 12 o'clock, it can bring the price down a little bit. So when you compare it to MegaCon, which I think was about £25 for the day, or London Anime and Gaming Con, which I think was about like £23 per day, it's not that much more expensive for how much bigger the con is. So still very expensive, but it's not I think it could be worse. We have given the price a 3 out of 5. This brings the total score for MCM London May 2026 to 19. Woo! I think given the concerns that we have raised and that the community has raised about MCM, I think it's a valid score. I think it shows that it's still one of the top contenders. And to be fair, my expectations for MCM is a lot higher given the history of the con, given how big it is, given it's run by a massive corporation. I just have higher expectations. So I think 19 is a really fair score, and it's also the highest scoring convention that we've done so far. Our final question that we like to ask ourselves is, should you travel to attend this con, and would we recommend that you attend this con? I would say if you want the best that the UK has to offer, MCM is your chance to go big or go home. If you're looking for a budget-friendly little convention weekend, this is not for you. But if you want to go all out and do one big trip for the year, do one big convention, then I would highly recommend that MCM is the one that you do. So, if you've sat through this entire video, thank you so much for supporting. If you are curious about other convention reviews across the UK, our next con is Hyper Japan London. We will be filming and reviewing that. And we are continuously filming lots of our excursions. You can follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at StarPointOfView. And please, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe and help us win against the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you at the next con. Bye!